Sometimes I might seem unconventional. Sometimes I try avoid the usual. The people try to tell me how to live. I try to live my own life, my own way. Let me live my life.
Oh, let me live my life.
Let me live my life.
Oh, let me live my life right now.
Tonight I'm like the proverbial kid in a candy store because tomorrow morning I leave for a 5.5-week journey to Mozambique via Lesotho and Splashy Fen. It's like this big outdoor rock festival. I mean, in a sense, you must think of me as the luckiest guy alive because how many other people get to grow up like that and spend their time, weekends away, school holidays, that little respite between the 9 to 5 you work. How many other people get to do what they love like I do? So, this is a little bit of an invitation to join me because my heart's in Africa. Waiting. 'For our first day's journey, we'll travel more than 1,000 kilometers to the geographical heart of South Africa, Bloemfontein. Translated, that means the flower fountain. And we're going to overnight at the Mispa Backpackers. Funny thing happens when you're on the road all day though. You start to think of something to eat, and the next thing, you're trying to score a culinary treat. We're driving through the Karoo now. We're trying to organize a Karoo delicacy, and we're trying to find out if you have any Karoo oysters for us. Yes, you know Karoo oysters, sir. Next call. Another number. 4th number. Well, you keep getting your hopes up, and then do you by any chance have some Karoo oysters there that we could buy from you? Oh, that's fantastic. Okay, cool, we're getting Karoo oysters. I'm gonna need volunteers to eat them. And I think the whole fly on the wall crew and lark.
Say skarpballes.
Skarpballes. Now, it wouldn't be a journey through the Karoo if we didn't stop off for a Karoo delicacy. They're called Karoo oysters, and a clue as to what they are, well, female sheep don't have them, so let's go grab them. Middag. And this is the Colesberg Abattoir. It's the side of meat you don't normally get to see. And can I sign for 4 of us? 5 of us? How blue is the sky here, eh? Sorted. He wants me in an overall and boots. No, I can't go in there, man.
No?
You serious?
It's an overall if you want to go in, otherwise he's going to have to bring it out here.
I don't know if I can do it, though. Can we do it? Okay, let's do it. Okay, boots and an overall, but then that means you too. I don't know about going into this abattoir thing, eh? Karoo oysters, by the way, has a similar description to an oyster. It's not an oyster.
If you can possibly come with me, I must just get you some boots and some stuff, please.
Those are Karoo oysters.
I can open the bag for you, Good. Just take scissors.
Yeah.
And you cut this piece off as well.
Yeah.
You must just be careful, otherwise you open it up completely. There you go. And just cut this little piece
Just cut
as well.
that off. Okay, we're going to try it out. I've never eaten one before.
I've tried it once.
I think for every guy, they just think...
Just the thought about it.
Can I just have like about 6 of them?
There you go.
Thank you very much.
There you go.
Little on-the-road snack. Hey, Toby? It is a meat factory. You can't believe it, eh? Carcasses, head off, skin, cut up, move on. Every part is processed, including these.
Are they always that size? Are you sure you were going to get into the right cut-off there?
Are you feeling a little bit of penis envy, bro?
Just don't want to eat it.
So you eating this? You were all book earlier. So you and me later on. You and me later on. You and me later on, bro. Traveling through South Africa on the ground is always quite hard, just the distances are so massive. In one day, we'll travel the equivalent length of England and arrive at Miss Bar in the dark. And in Cook style, we quickly settle in. We're in the Integrity Bar, and obviously, we are making a drink. It's the Cook job. I'm going to get straight into it, and I'm finally going to show you how to make my world-famous chocolate vodka. First part you need is 1/3 of a bottle of vodka. Any type will do. Then what you're going to do is take 2 slabs of your favorite chocolate, anything without whole nuts or wafers in it, and you're going to shove that into the bottle, put the lid on, and then you're going to take the whole bottle and put that into a pot of hot water. What's going to happen? The chocolate's going to melt into the vodka. And if you want to give it some extra vumma, you can put some whipped cream on top, because this is a lethal combination and rocks.
It's not something you have for breakfast. Jeez, dude, what did you put in that?
We've got an early start tomorrow morning, and I think the shenanigans are only going to start beginning now in this little wicked pub. There's a pool table around the corner. Some of the guys are watching the World Cup cricket, and somehow I don't think it's going to be an early to bed night, but maybe late to rise.
Confidence is just crumbling down.
I'm going to check drinking best now. After our epic 14.5-hour journey yesterday, our first day of our travel, woke up a little bit later this morning, going on our way up to the Maluti Mountain Lodge. It's set in the foothills of the Maluti Mountains, which is close to the Golden Gate National Park. We're going to be making pizza for lunch for everyone, because it's really one of those simple things that everyone should know how to make. And once you've got the basics right, you can create anything. As you can see, everyone's settling into their trip. What would you like? Sorry. As you can see, everyone's settling into the trip. I guess we're all just looking forward to seeing something new.
These are the words I speak, this is the song I sing, I hope you don't mind. I'm just an average guy, you're just a normal girl, but we could spend some time. I'll show you some things you ain't seen. If you say I can, I'll be a man. I'll take you someplace you ain't been to. If you only say I can. And it's raining outside.
Day 2, where we're
But I
overnighting.
simply had to say, it's a beautiful day when you're here next to me.
We've arrived at the Maluti Mountain Lodge in Clarence, and it's time to make up a little lunch for everyone. You may be asking why we are carrying a galvanized can. We are making our own pizza oven.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, I'd like to point out that Robbie, our Hilton Ross guide, is really going the extra mile now, because we need to do a little bit of digging. Bo, First thing I want you to do for me is clear away this grass for a patch like that. Cover the bin with soil, light a fire at the back, and then put an unglazed quarry tile in the mouth of the can. And it works exactly the same as a pizza oven. Put the lid on when we put pizzas in.
Bloody more.
Huh? Okay, guys, to start off the pizza, we obviously have to make a dough. And it's just a basic bread dough. A kilo of bread flour, 4 tablespoons of salt, and 650 ml of water with activated yeast. Mix it up. Messy part, but necessary when you're making a dough. You can get one of those fancy machines, but there's definitely something to be said about doing it by hand. Now you're going to knead your dough for about 8 to 10 minutes, and then you're going to put it in a nice warm spot, put a damp tea towel over it, and let it rise for half an hour. And then we're ready to start making pizza. In the meantime, I think we can go for a walk at Golden Gate, which is just over the hill. I'm so happy that we came out here and did this walk before the sunset. I mean, look at it. The baboons almost remind you of where you come from. In a sense, you can imagine yourself here as 100,000 years ago, straight through the bush. The dough's been rising for sort of half an hour, 40 minutes. It's doubled in size. And all I have to do now is make myself a pizza. I'm going to do a traditional one, and I'm going to show everyone else how to make their own. Because from this point onwards, everyone can flavor their pizzas with whatever they like. I'm going to do the first one. All I need to start it off is a fist ball size of dough. You're going to use the palm of your hands, and you're going to push them out. You see them? Just come back from our walk from Golden Gate. Isn't that mind-blowing? You want the dough to be as thin as a pancake. I suggest that you all start doing this, eh? Because if you're hungry, this is what you'll be doing for dinner. Really? Grab the first one there then, Gareth. Let's make some more space here. Grab a fist-sized ball of dough. And you're gonna have to keep just in the palm of your hand. You can make squares. They just mustn't be bigger than the towel that's in the oven. Next part, crush some black pepper. Now I have my other part of my tool back. How come you guys all like pitching with implements all of a sudden? Freshly crushed pepper, straight into, that's 5 tins of whole peeled tomatoes, drained. A little bit of mold and salt. And you're gonna crush this up by hand. Just roughly, because you want it to be nice and chunky. You also want to release the juices inside. Now you can see, just roughly broken up. I'm just going to rinse my hands off. Show you the next step. Okay, clean hands. Next step, guys, and you'll watch closely. Just grab your chunky tomato, put it in the center of your pizza and just spoon it around.
Justin, I've got a proper pizza place for you. I'm selling these to the rest of you for $20 each. Alright. The good thing about it, it's pre-cooked, eh? Alright, so your pizza takes a lot quicker.
How much are you selling them for, Paul?
$20 each, huh?
$20 each.
$20.
Okay, all the ingredients are here, guys, if you don't feel like. Okay, so you got to put your tomato sauce on like that, guys. Simple. A little bit of salt, a drizzle of olive oil, and then whatever else you want. I'm going to have a straightforward one with some fresh sweet basil, and then some Parmesan cheese, some mozzarella. No, I'll be just fine, thank you very much. And then into our homemade pizza oven. He's rather. I forgot to flour the f***ing thing. You won't. It's a little tap. Cheesy. You know what's just happened?
Stuck to the phone.
No, it's too big for the... Paul, where are you going? Can I have your one?
Smaller one.
Can't believe that just happened there. Yes. I went and bought it specifically. I normally do this by hand. Look at me. My pizza's burning now. Paul's one. So that's that. Sun's setting. We're busy making ourselves dinner. Tomorrow morning we're heading off to Sani Pass, and I'm really excited because I've never been there, number one. And number two, it's also got the world's highest pub, 2,737 meters down, somewhere thereabouts. I'm going to have a sundowner there. This is another invitation for you to join us there. I'm going to go and chitter-chatter with my mates, and see you tomorrow morning.
So much of this land is built on the backs of slaves, but we need not feel guilty. Overcame the legal bind, but the attitude persists, it remains behind. We're building, and still in the same.
We left the Maluti Mountain Lodge at 5 in the morning for another crazy day on the road. Why? We had to swap modes of transport to 4x4s because our way into Lesotho was via the Sani Pass, which is little more than a treacherous jeep track up the slopes of the Drakensberg Mountains.
We won't get ahead until we decide.
We're about to enter the mountain kingdom of Lesotho. This is the border post in the middle of bloody nowhere. Everyone, Sani Mountain Pass.
Works like a mule.
This is an indication of how rough the trip is. Lesotho border post. We've just reached the top. I'm so shaken up that I don't think I can make a Karoo oysters right now. And I think once we're through the border post, it's straight to the highest pub in Africa.
I have to try them on first.
Nice. Oh, you are very nice.
Thank you very much. Cool.
Probably about 9 or 10.
Lesotho is the only country in the world where the lowest point is more than 1,000 meters above sea level. In fact, the whole country is above 1,000 meters. Naturally, it gets quite cold, so there's nothing better than sitting indoors around a rip-roaring fire. But thank you very much for having us. Let's go take a look inside. Lesotho also isn't for sissies. This is unbelievable. It took us more than an hour to get from there to here.
Jamie Lee?
Hello, nice to meet you.
Katie?
Hi, Katie.
Jamie Lee?
Hi, Jamie Lee. Jimmy.
custom gemaak. Custom. Hierdie. Wanneer yeah.
It's a beautiful morning. We got up early, watched the sunrise. All that's left for me to do for the end of this episode is cook my mate some breakfast, and it's a straightforward one. It starts off with a muffin tray and some puff pastry cut into squares. I'm going to do this part first because what you have to do is force your puff pastry into its tray, and it can have that nice sort of cup shape. Because what we're going to do next is break an egg in here while this is still uncooked, and then blind bake it. And then we're going to add all our ingredients on afterwards, melt some cheese on top, and eat. It's such a simple breakfast. And it's something you can do as we're doing on the top of the mountain, 2,700 and odd meters high. Don't you love these Basotho villages behind me? Made out of rock, they've got thatch on top. And when you begin to understand that the top of this mountain is covered in snow in winter and the temperature can drop to anything but sort of -10. In fact, it gets so cold here in winter that the Basotho people that live here trek down the mountain so that they can get grazing for their sheep. And you can't even get up here to ski. Some of the best skiing conditions in Africa, but you can't drive up the pass in winter. So the only way to come ski here would be by helicopter. Last egg. So it's just got to go in the oven for about 20 minutes, 180 degrees Celsius if you're using an electric oven, a bit longer if you're using a gas oven, and that's that. Breakfast is up. So it's been 25 minutes, and look at that. Brilliant. Now all I've got to do is add the accoutrements on, and that's going to be everything from salmon, tomato, mushrooms with garlic and onions. And I think what I'll do is make that a bacon one, that a salmon one, and that a vegetarian one. So I'll start off with the vegetarian one. This is just a mix of onions, mushrooms, garlic, some rocket, just roughly broken up, a couple of tomatoes. I think I'll do a salmon one, some spring onion, just some crunchy bacon, and then some pecorino cheese, and just all over. And finally, some mozzarella. And imagine when I chuck this back in the oven for 5 more minutes, all this cheese will melt down on this, and your all-in-one breakfast is ready to be served. Hungry, hungry, hungry.
Ah, it's amazing.
It's very hot, eh?
It's very hot, my bro.
It's looking so very delicious. Very nice.
How's that, guys? No? Worth the wait. Well, this could be the first and the last time.
No, it's guaranteed. Saying they'll do it?
I'm just going to let them parboil for a little bit there.
Wait, it doesn't feel right, Oh, it's gone all firm.
Did anyone ever tell you not to play with your food? No, we're going to pan fry them still, you know, give it a little bit of flavour. I can smell it. Smell them now.
I'm very interested to see what happens when you cut into it.
I don't even want to do it, you know that. Look at that, man. Cross-section, guys. Everyone, want to take a look? Cross-section of what your nut looks like. Dip in milk, dip in flour.
That'll help.
That nice chunky piece, I think, can be yours, eh? But you know what freaks me out? is like what oak discovered this?
Yeah,
you know,
no,
how
it's
does someone at some point decide that yes, we can eat balls? You're about ready, bro? Okay, small one's mine.
Go for it. Okay, I'll... Isn't it hot? Very hot.
Swallow him.
You can't because it's too hot. I have to chew on I thought I'd be totally fine with it, but I'm not at all.
Kosher. Not allowed.
Thank you, Brian.
Does everyone just scoff at pork sausage?
That's not bad, eh?